What's up, everyone? My name is Tyler Adolfo. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to talk about my experience taking the antidepressant drug known as Wellbutrin. For those of you who are new here, I have a diagnosis of bipolar disorder type 1 with psychotic features. And in the 2 years that I've had this illness treated, I've been on a plethora of different medications, whether it be mood stabilizers, antipsychotics, or antidepressants. And I can say without question, some have been a lot more effective than others. So where does Wellbutrin rank on my list of all the medications I've been on? Where do I rank it? Well, I can proudly say that it's actually at the top of my list. It is, without question, the most effective drug I've been put on as far as antidepressants go since being diagnosed with bipolar. Now, I had a major 6-month-long manic episode that took me out of university, and in the aftermath of that manic episode, I started experiencing extreme levels of depression and anxiety as a result of the consequences of my mania and just the guilt, shame, and embarrassment that coalesce around a manic episode. It's very common for people to have those feelings after a manic episode, and I certainly was no exception to that. Wellbutrin I was actually put on not very long ago, and one of the first things I noticed, and this is with a relatively small dosage, is that it gave me a lot more energy. And when I say a lot more energy, I mean like a lot more energy than I was accustomed to having. It really took me out of my bed. It made me less socially isolated in the sense that I started going out more. It did come with one negative, and that is when you take it later in the day, it can make it incredibly difficult to fall asleep. But this was easily fixed by simply adjusting the time that I took the medication. So the way that I take my Wellbutrin, I actually take it in 2 doses. I take 2 pills in the morning at the same time that I take my mood stabilizer and antipsychotics. And then I take 2 more Wellbutrin pills later on in the day before 4 p.m. So 2 when I wake up and get out of bed, whenever that may be, and 2 before 4 p.m. If I take the second dose later than 4 p.m., that's where sleeping difficulty can arise. I can attest to that from my personal experience. And I'm sure that will be different for everybody, but when increased energy levels is, a prominent feature, it makes sense that it would be difficult to fall asleep if you take it in a later time of the day. I've noticed with taking Wellbutrin that I've had a lot more motivation as well. More motivation to get out of bed, and that goes along with the increased energy. More motivation to read more books, and the motivation to go outside more, the motivation to go to the gym. I recently had an increase in my Wellbutrin, doubling the amount of milligrams I take. So I went from 150 milligrams and having some progress to, at my last appointment, getting upped to 300 milligrams, and it has definitely bolstered my confidence. It has definitely provided me more courage, and I attribute that to the increased motivation. I'm getting more things done. I'm becoming more productive. I'm becoming more proactive in my mental and physical health, and all of these are good things, and physical and mental health are so intertwined. So when you're attacking both, the benefits you derive can start to grow exponentially. So as far as negatives go, it's really just monitoring when I take it. That's the only thing that I can really point out. That's the only real challenge that came with it for me, is taking it at the right time of day. And that's such an easy fix that it's not something that I would complain about in particular. It was resolved so easily, and the benefits that I'm getting from it are well worth the cost of simply taking it at a proper time of day. So there have been no severely detrimental symptoms that I've noticed. I can't speak to, what effects it has on organs or, anything in the long term such as that, but I'm sure there's research on that. Lots of research out there on medications and what effects they have in the short term, the long term, the type of side effects you can expect to be confronted with. And at my next appointment, because of the amount of success I've had on Wellbutrin, it is actually my intention to ask him to increase the dosage again. Because I do still have some lingering depression, but it's been severely reduced. And you probably noticed in my last video, I was diagnosed with bipolar 919 days ago, my life since. I talked about how I'm feeling generally better, and I definitely attribute that to the increased dosage of Wellbutrin that I had at my last appointment. So I want to keep things on a positive trajectory. And my psychiatrist actually said that the average amount of Wellbutrin taken is about 450 milligrams. So at my next appointment, what I'll be asking him is to take me up to the average. But the fact that I've had the level of progress that I've had without even being on the average amount is really, in my opinion, it speaks volumes about the effectiveness of this drug as it pertains to my experience and pertains to my life. Everyone's going to have different results. But yeah, so it's given me more energy, it's given me more motivation, and I refer to it as the courage pill because of those reasons. Because of the fact that it gives me more energy to get things done, because it gives me the motivation to get things done, the desire to get things done, I refer to it as the courage pill. Because those things in conjunction, right, are so important to being successful in this world. And Wellbutrin has provided me the courage to get around more, to step outside of my comfort zone. I can't believe it that I'm actually going to the gym. For those of you who are new here, and I cannot stress this enough, watch some of my older videos, even just a few months ago, and look at the progress I've made in what I talk about. I've made significant strides to towards getting better, and I'm going to keep moving in that direction. I don't want to go backwards. So even though I'm trying to simplify my medication regimen, I don't want to take as many medications as I do. I want to prioritize and put more emphasis on the ones that I believe are helping me the most, and start to wean off of the ones that I believe are not contributing much benefit. And I could speak about that more in another video, but I was recently taken off of lithium, for example, and it was a great concern of mine. Well, being taken off this mood stabilizer, maybe it will induce mania or increase the probability of me going into a manic state. And thankfully that has not happened, at least as of yet. And I'm grateful for that. And, that has the benefit of not having to go for blood work all the time. And I was just experiencing side effects, including weight gain, that really made lithium not worth it for me. But I digress. This video is about Wellbutrin. I love Wellbutrin. I think that it's an amazing drug. I think that it's had amazing effects on myself. And as far as it relates to bipolar, I want to mention something my psychiatrist said. One concern that many psychiatrists have with antidepressants is its chances of inducing mania. Some antidepressants can trigger mania, and Wellbutrin tends to not be one of them. I believe that's what he said, is that Wellbutrin, it focuses more on tackling depression rather than, social anxiety or anything like that. Like Lexapro goes after depression and anxiety, but it comes with the risk of inducing mania. In attacking my depression with Wellbutrin, have noticed my anxiety to alleviate too, and maybe that's just the byproduct of my depression reducing and getting more confidence generally, and that's applied to my life socially as well. I'm not exactly sure, but my life has been getting better ever since getting on Wellbutrin, and continues to get even more better after the increase in the amount of milligrams that I take. So I'm going to continue taking it, see where it takes me. I'm proud of the progress I've made. I'm proud of how far I've come compared to where I've been. I'm not in the dark place that I was, and I'm just going to keep trying to move in the right direction. And I'm definitely going to be asking my psychiatrist to increase the dosage, because I want to be on the average amount to see if it makes me feel, if it will feel like too much, or if it will just feel like that perfect amount. And depending on what happens, I will make an update video to talk about what transpires after that increase. But that's it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. Also, please like the video so that more people can see it. If you found this informative or helpful, or if you can relate in any way, please share your experience down below. I love reading your comments, and I try to interact with as much of you as I can. But thank you all so much for watching. My name is Tyler Adolfo. I hope that you all have a wonderful day.